My oh my, what a big progress update. So I'm returning to the nether after a lot of work was done, and I can hear a gas, that's not good. Okay, I'm just gonna climb this ladder before that gas sees me, if it actually does. So, I made a ton of trips to and from the nether and the overworld to get a ton of cobblestone. And I also placed in a bunch of slime blocks over here because I fell off the ladder about 12 times, but wow, that is quite the sight to see. 4 layers of circles with cobblestone slabs at the top and cobblestone everywhere else. This ladder is absolutely exhausting. This took a really long time to do, especially since I fell off like 10 times during the construction of these circles. But the next part, which is even larger than this work, this next part's going to take a lot more time, but is hopefully not going to be as lethal, because I'm not going to be making the edges of the circles, I'm instead going to be filling in the donuts. So I gathered a lot of cobblestone for this job. I'm not sure if I have enough for it. I probably do. In fact, it's probably overkill, but that's okay. Overkill is better than not having enough. So I've been trying to pigment proof this whole thing. I managed not to punch a pigment in the entire time of me constructing this. So far, at least. So I can get started on this, on filling in these circles, but there's one crucial ingredient that I need to get for this gold farm to actually work. So let me just jump off the ladder. Boing. This is why I put in slime blocks. Used up pretty much all of the ones that I had, but I have a slime farm. I don't care. Well, at least a manual slime farm, but still, it produces a lot of slimes. Okay, nothing here? Good. So what I need is ice. And that's in order for the experience that I get to be pushed towards the center, not to be standing away from keyboard. So that's a lot of mobs. Okay, so that's what I need is ice. Now there isn't an extreme hills biome near me, based on what I've seen from the biome maps. But the closest thing with ice in it is an ice plain spikes, which is also pretty convenient because that has packed ice, and in fact is the only place where I can get packed ice. Now I did have a horse here. Aha, this horse. I managed to tame this off camera, and in fact switched to armor on this because this is quite the horse. So you know how this horse can jump 2 blocks on a jump 2 blocks on a good day? This horse crushes that. Watch this. Okay, let me see if I can. There. That's a 5-block jump. That's so tall that I end up suffocating in the ceiling. So on top of that, look how fast this horse is. I think it's the fastest that there is. So I'm going to be using this horse as my exploring horse, because why not? I can jump through things. I can clear forests and run through them like a crazy wild monkey. So all I need now is the locations of this ice plain spikes. And I've been writing down the coordinates from that biome searcher. So I got a few music discs from Dungeon Hunt, and I actually did go mining off camera as well. So nice little ores there. Hopefully I get a fortune pick. So in this book, there's an ice plain spikes at that X and that Z coordinate, there's a bit of more information like a mesa. Why are the mesas always so far away on all of my worlds? They're always at least that far away. I think that's the closest mesa I've ever seen. But alright, I'm gonna begin the journey to travel to those coordinates. Make sure I get enough food, make sure I have food for my horse, and I'll be ready to go on this adventure. This is so strange. I just walked backwards and I'm inside this armor stand. Apparently when you sneak, there's some sort of weird glitching back and forth going on. I just move the camera around like this. Not sure what that's called. I think like Z fighting or something like that. I'm not sure. So I got some hay bales for some wheat that I can feed my horse to heal him up in case it gets damaged. I've also been harvesting a ton of carrots because these big potatoes, they aren't going to cut it pretty soon. Because soon I'm going to have a gold farm, and golden carrots are the best food in the game. So I'm going to be eating golden carrots pretty soon. So might as well get a bunch of carrots for that. I'm also going to have golden apples, and lots of them. Well, maybe not too many, because apples are going to become pretty rare, but that's right. Still waiting on that fortune pick. So I got my silk touch pickaxe over here, and I actually did a bit of enchanting, so I got 2 efficiency 5 books, and I have a fortune 2 pickaxe. I'd like that to be fortune 3 before I mine these. I've already mined the coal ore with it, so I got a ton of coal from that. And from this fish farm, oh, check this out. Luck of the sea, unbreaking, mending, lure. It's the best fishing rod there is, and look what I got from it. So I got this fishing rod, infinity. That's pretty cool. I got a power 3 bow. It's certainly much better than my bow. In fact, I might actually take it. And then there's this one, also much better than my bow, my current bow. Anything better than my current bow, really. There's this one, this bow. Man, fishing in Minecraft is just so overpowered. So, and I actually really like that, because it allows me to do this kind of things early on in the game. Kind of makes sense that they put in the cursed enchantments to make the fishing not as overpowered. So I'm going to do a bit of enchanting, and this is just awesome. Absolutely terrific. Be back when I am on the journey. Oh, cool. Got a nice little savanna over here. Personally, savanna's probably my favorite biome. I'm guessing the reason why is because my first ever Minecraft world that I've ever had and learned Minecraft on it. In that world, I spawned in a mesa. Okay, looks like we got a river to cross. Good thing I brought along some leads. Alright. Got another about 500 blocks to go in this direction. So, I'd like a name for this horse too. Give me your suggestions. Yeah, this extreme hills will be really easy to cross, especially on this horse. And they're already pretty easy to traverse. Oop. Good thing I still got that hail on. Got a interesting snowy biome over here. Nice view. Very dangerous view. Still nice. Was that a llama? That made the sound. Probably was. Alright. I'll get back to you once I get to the Ice Plains Spikes biome. And if I get back to you before that, that means something really strange happened. Uh-oh. Alright. By the look of things, we have another 600 blocks to go. So that last time that I told you it was 500 blocks to go, I miscalculated. It was more like 1,000. Alright, so we're going on a boat ride. Yeah, no need to get away from it. It's fine. It's a boat. See? You can be a passenger of the boat. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. You can get inside the boat. Nope. Get inside. Nope. Do you need to do some sort of slime maneuver? How do you get something inside a boat? I always end up doing it accidentally. But how do you do it for real? I really don't know. Do you have to like place the boat inside the horse's face? It is becoming night, so I guess whatever I'm doing, better hurry up. I guess like, no. No. Guess this will take a bit of a trial and error. No. Hello? You're not drowning. Okay. Okay, good. It stopped flailing its leg in the air. Get in the boat. Yeah, I'll try and figure out how to do this. I looked it up online, and this is the solution. You basically tow the horse behind you. I'm really worried that the lead might break, but I do have a spare. But it doesn't look like the lead's about to break. So this might work. Might not be able to get the horse inside of a boat, because apparently the way to do that is you have to get a baby horse inside of the boat and then stuff. Whoa. Okay, apparently the lead does break. Alright. Here, horsey, horsey. There we go. So maybe I shouldn't go top speed on this boat. Let's see, I'm supposed to go this way. Hey! Land ho! Land ho, everybody. Okay. Hopefully this lead doesn't break. I'm just not going to go top speed on this boat. That's really worrying me. The fact that the horse is like trying to fight the lead and tries to stay away from it. Okay. Well, look what we got. Ice. And lots of it. This is pretty sweet. Alright, horse. There we go. At least we've got one lead. And I do plan to make the return trip in the Nether. Oh. I found an Enderman along the way, and used some of the obsidian that I brought to make an ender chest. So all of the obsidian and nether supplies are currently in my ender chest. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go through the untamed nether because, well, I don't have the necessary materials to break any bedrock. How stupid of me. But, okay, I'm just going to wait up the night over here and collect some ice. Maybe I'll just make the return trip in the overworld. That might be a smarter idea. I'll see what I'll do. Alright, there we go. Got my silk touch pick. And that way I can also collect the ender chest without having to get a brand new eye of ender every time. Let me see if I can find some nice accessible ice. Like here. Cool. I don't need much ice to get the gold farm working, but ice is still pretty useful. Okay, I hope my horse won't go running away or anything like that. And if it does, it's bright blue. It'll stick out like a sore thumb. so I'm not too worried about that. Just gonna collect a ton of ice, and I'll be back when I'm gonna attempt the return trip. Okie dokie. Got some ice and a bit of packed ice, so that's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna put up another portal here, but I'm not actually gonna use it because, well, going through the nether on a horse, that just has bad idea written all over it. So I'm gonna build another portal here, but I'm not actually gonna use it to go back home. Instead, we're gonna do an ocean trip again. But unfortunately, I'm kind of an idiot, and I forgot to write down the coordinates of the woodland mansion. But not all hope is lost, because I actually did a bit of research on this world, like looked up where certain biomes are, different coordinates of different landmarks, and that village that I found early in the season is really close to 00, the exact center of the world. So I can just make my way to 00, and then I'll be able to get to some place I recognize. I only have one lead though, so I'm just not going to go full speed on this boat. That's fine. I don't need to go full speed. I think what would be really cool is some plans for the top of the nether, since I'm going to be staring at myself, or just looking at my horse while riding a boat to the water, which is quite possibly the most boring thing to watch. I'm going to talk to you about some of the plans I have for the season. Not season. It's not a season. It's not a show. Sorry. I've been watching way too many TV shows. Well, some plans for this series is that, well, the top of the nether, I'm going to have it sprawled out with ice highways. So what I mean by that is boats on ice go supersonic speeds. And I plan to take full advantage of that to go crazy places. So that mesa that's 10,000 blocks away in the nether plus ice highway is going to be no big deal. So that's part of my plans. The gold farm, well, it's a gold farm. I'm going to use it for experience and lots of experience. I'm hoping that in this episode I'm going to finish that gold farm. And in fact, once I get back to the mansion, I'm gonna collect a bunch of cobblestone, some more, and stuff it into those chests. And maybe, just maybe, I can figure out how to do a time lapse. Now that's exciting because, oh crap. That's exciting because I have never done a time lapse before. Ever. Oh well. And that's all the leads I have. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to push this horse to land. That's alright. So, this gold farm, I'm gonna use it for experience, and hopefully by the end of this episode, I'm going to have the gold farm finished, and you might even get to see a time lapse of it being built. Now that I got the ice, and I also have the slime blocks to push all the experience towards the center of the donuts, and I have the iron to make a bunch of hoppers to collect all the gold and rotten flesh and whatever else might come my way. There we go. Since I have all of that, then, well, I really have no excuse not to finish the gold farm. Oh, and just as a side note, forests are officially the least favorite biome. My least favorite biome for traveling in a horse. So, because look at all these trees. They're not so close like a roofed forest where you can just ride on top of the leaves. And they're also too close to be able to just nice and cleanly right through. Like it's a maze. I do not think I collected a lilac. Might as well collect one of those. Because after all, when you put... A lot of you probably know about the trick where if you apply bone meal to a 2-block high flower, then it will produce more of that flower. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I really don't like forest. Because you have to keep in mind the whole thing with being 3 blocks tall, and that I don't really have much of a problem with. The main problem is really the fact that the horse is 2 blocks wide, so you can't fit through those kind of gaps that I just had to jump over. Thankfully, I have a horse that can jump 5 blocks up, because I could just clear these trees no problem. Okay. Hey, that looks familiar. Alright. I'll be back with you once I am back at home in the mansion. Okay, is that a new village that I haven't found yet? It is. I'm gonna have to explore that during the daytime. This horse is awesome. Oh. Yeah, I just realized that that could occur. So, I'm wondering how I can prevent that. Because that's gonna happen. Maybe an ender chest here? That could maybe be where I put the ender chest. That way, I can jump over this. I can fit through here. But, okay, looks like the horses still can't fit over there. Maybe I can just tie him up. That could work. That way, when I need him, I can just untie them. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, I actually changed up the mob-proof door to make it actually mob-proof. At least, I hope it's actually mob-proof. I haven't really tested it, but just to be safe, I'm gonna tie up these horses. Right here. Okay. That's right. They can't fit in through that way. Okay. This horse, I'm gonna tie up to this fence. Pretty sure you can tie multiple leads to a fence, right? Pretty sure of that? Okay. This is the horse that can jump 2 blocks on a good day. There we go. Like that. Yes, you can. You can tie 2 leads to a fence. Awesome. And I collected another flower. 2-block tall flower. Looks like I've already collected a lilac already. But that's fine. I'm home, safe and sound, and I have ice. That's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get a time-lapse working, and if I can't, well, I'm sorry. But if I can, then woohoo! You get to see the process of me building the gold farm. Alright, I'm gonna dump all this stuff that I collected. All the hay that I no longer need on my hotbar. Alright. I think this is a really good thing to have in my ender chest. And yes, I did bring granite because it was the most abundant stone that I had. Most abundant useless block that I had. Let's see, where should I put the packed ice? I suppose it can stay in my ender chest for now. Okay. Awesome. Let's get this gold farm working. Man, that was a lot of work. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse. So, now that I got all the cobblestone donuts in, I now have to put in all of the other stuff. The glass chutes that are going to drop the pigmen, the things that are going to carry the experience into the middle of the donuts, and the ice. That's actually why I went to gather ice. And I actually went over and gathered some more ice. I did a ton of mining, so now I have a lot of iron, which I use to craft hoppers. And I still have a lot of work ahead of me. So, I actually have a book and quill for Gold Farm's shopping list. And I got all those materials. They are in this chest. That is a lot of glass, but it actually wasn't really that bad. I installed a new system here so that two furnaces can act as one. But that desert is actually a lot bigger than you think. Seriously, all all this glass, I gathered that from just flattening one of the little mounds. It's crazy. And also went through a ton of shovels. So now that I have all of these materials, yeah, we gotta keep on building. And this time do all the redstone stuff. So I'm probably not gonna do this as a time lapse, simply because I don't I don't particularly like first person time lapses, and the reason I don't is because it kind of looks like this. I can show you. It looks like I cranked up the sensitivity like this, and then I'm doing that. Yeah, I don't like first person time lapses, but I wish I could do a third person time lapse, but unfortunately I can't. I don't have the capability to do so, and even if I had the capability, I don't really know how. So we're left with just doing a first person time lapse. Well, I hope you enjoy this anyway, and I'll have to transport all of this stuff. Thankfully I have an ender chest, but I'll have to transport all this stuff, plus a bunch of more cobblestone so that I can put all this redstone and repeaters and all that onto some sort of support block. Yeah, I got a lot of work ahead of me. Here we go. the gold farm is done. Wow. This is quite the monstrosity. So, I actually built this outside of the time-lapse because I realized that the files for all the movies are getting way too large. So, I built this off camera. Not too big of a deal. I did a tiny bit of AFK and look how much I got already. Guess what? Potatoes? They're gonna be worthless. They're only gonna be useful for villager trading. And wow, this was quite the project. And you have no idea how tired I am of this ladder. So I'm soon gonna be installing an elevator to this, but and my Silk Touch pickaxe that doesn't have mending, doesn't have unbreaking or anything like that. It needs repairing badly. So do all my other tools. So now that I have this gold farm, I can just enchant everything with mending, and enchant everything with unbreaking and all the cool spiffy stuff. Use some of the enchanted books that I got from my fishing farm, and then the next episode, I'm gonna be completely, absolutely overpowered. I'm gonna have the completely maxed out armor, tools, and everything. It's gonna be awesome. But here we go. But in order to do that, I need levels of experience. So, come on at me, Pigman. Wow. Yeah, I can be an idiot sometimes. The one trapdoor that wasn't opened. Jeez. Oh, and I forgot to start up the actual farm. Okay, not a big deal. I just gotta get up there. Of course, I don't have any blocks. Wow. Okay, I'll be back. And like a flick of a wand, all the angry pigmen are gone. Got more than 128 blocks away from them, so it does make sense. Alright. So it looks like the problem was these trapdoors were on the wrong side. They gotta be on this side. Because even though this drop chute is completely enclosed, it still matters what direction the trapdoors are in. Alright. I should probably remove that cobblestone. That would be a smart idea. There we go. All done. It is quite late for me, so pardon the kind of stupidity, if you know what I mean. Okay, I think this is done. All I really need is lava to put into that area over there, where um, all the items are gonna be. All the stuff like golden swords and rotten flesh are gonna land. Because right now they're just piling up in there, and that's gonna cause some lag. Let's see. I do have diamond boots. I should survive this fall. Good. So, let's see. Collect all this experience to the corner because I can. Or not. So I gotta put in lava in there. And then I'll be good. Let me see if I can do this maneuver. So I build out a few blocks like this, and then I try to aim for that slime block platform over there. But of course, pigmen's going to be spawning here, and down to my last potato. That's good, because pretty soon I'm going to be switching to golden carrots. So I just build out a little bit like this, and then break the block I'm standing on, like this, and then maneuver and land on the slime blocks. Ta-da! Okay. Time to get some lava. So what I need for that is buckets. So once I get mending and unbreaking on everything, and now that I have this gold farm, I might as well be using diamond tools. Because I have the diamonds to make them, and I don't need to spend diamonds to repair them. I just need to, I just need to repair them with experience, because that's what mending does. And then I'm also gonna have a cell farm, so it won't be too big of a deal. Although, if I enchant my bow with infinity, then arrows won't be too big of a deal anyway. That's kind of invalid. Maybe bone meal. Yeah, that's what the skeleton farm would be useful for. Okay, grab a bucket. And since we're pretty close to the open nether, yeah, I changed out the door here off camera so that it actually stops mobs. And it's raining. It's a dark and stormy night, apparently. I just thought of something. What would happen if that'd be a really bad thing if my mansion gets struck by lightning. Although, the only time that it would really be a big disaster is if it gets struck by lightning and there's nothing to stop the fire. Rain puts out fire though, so my mansion's probably been struck many times by lightning, and it hasn't burned down yet because the rain puts it out. Yeah, I'm running low on food. Well, I'm running low on hunger, but that's alright. Let's see. Guess I can just hop up there and collect the lava. This is an awful idea. Especially since there's a ghast somewhere nearby. Scoop. Done. How much durability? Ah, plenty. Got plenty of durability left on the pickaxe. Alright, now that I have the lava, I can just climb right back up to the top of the gold farm, pour in the lava, and then I'm gonna start going AFK and building up as many levels of experience as I possibly can. That's assuming I don't attempt to try to belly flop after dumping in the lava. After pouring in the lava, I just tried to jump off and land on the slime block platform. Yeah, that wasn't smart. Well, gotta get back to the nether. Hopefully there's no ghast just waiting outside the portal. That's why I have the cobblestone house outside the portal like this. It's to protect this portal, and so I can put all this stuff into it. So, yeah. I actually made use of an ender chest up there, and I know I should be saving up the ender pearls for the end, for the actual end portal to take me to the end dimension. But I'm gonna hold off on that for a little while, because, well, I really don't need to go to the end. Pretty much the only reason why I would go to the end in the first place is to maybe build an enderman farm, which is always useful, because then I can use ender pearls and maybe even get some sort of flight. So that'd be pretty cool. Crafted up these stone slabs. Turns out I needed cobblestone slabs. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna climb up to the top of this. So the way I probably didn't mention this yet, but the design I used for this gold farm is Snowcrash's design, which link is going to be in the description. I did make a couple mistakes in it, which was quite painful, and as you probably saw from one of the time lapses, I had this really strange problem where a lot of the progress I made wasn't even saved. So that was kind of a bummer. But other than that, not too many problems. And yeah, the glass, that really wasn't that difficult to get. Alright, I can just start up the farm. Now that I have the lava, I have everything ready. And so I'm not going to see the halo of experience. No, because I forgot to turn on the farm. Okay, seriously. Okay, take 3. So, I'm going to end this episode with an arrow shot to one of these pigmen. So, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize if this was extremely long. I promise these episodes are not going to stay probably the hour that it is. There we go. There's the halo of experience. The halo of goodness that just brought me up from 1 level to 16 levels. Okay, that's gonna do it. Wish I could put a fish farm up here, but unfortunately I can't. It's the nether. So, bye.